Hi, I noticed a lot of people either sent me messages asking for updates or put the update me thing in the comments, so I thought I would come and post one. I was really touched by people sharing their personal experiences in the comments as well, so I just wanted to respect that by providing closure on this. If you would consider this closure. Anyway, on to the update. First, my husband told Danny about the baby. They went out for a boys' day on Saturday and they talked about it. I won't share too much about it, but he took it pretty well, all things considered. We do think we will book a few sessions with a therapist for him, but we want the dust to settle a little bit. Danny opens up easier when he's had some time to himself to think about things first, so we're going to give a couple of weeks, but he's doing well for now. Next, I spoke to my mom. A lot of people were quite harsh on her, which I don't think was deserved, but I did feel like we needed to have a conversation. My mother is the kindest and most forgiving person on the planet, and I love that about her. The same way I saw what Danny went through, she saw what Val went through with her birth mother. I look at Danny and see a scared little 6-year-old. My mom looks at Val and sees a traumatized teenager. So she has a different perspective. She's pretty all's well that ends well in mindset. She always has been. She likes happy endings. In her mind, this is one. But she understands that she came across really flippant about what Danny went through, and she does feel bad about it in hindsight. She adores Danny, so me laying it out for her all over again really affected her, and she saw where I was coming from being upset. She did say she still hopes that Val is a better mother to her new baby, and at least we can both agree on that. Finally, I spoke to Val. She apologized for not telling me beforehand, but said she felt like she needed the support of having our parents there because she was nervous to tell me, and felt if we were all on the call, it might feel a bit more like a normal, joyful occasion. But she said she knew she should have spoken to me separately. She said she will always regret the things she did while not sober, and she doesn't think Danny should ever forgive her, but she always wanted to be a mother, and she finally feels like she will be a good one now. I was listening to all this thinking I was just going to leave things where they were and stop reaching out. But then she basically said after everything, don't I want her to be happy? And here's where I have to admit to maybe being a bad person, but viscerally, I wanted to answer no. And I realized the answer is actually no. I don't want Val to be happy. I want her to be sober and healthy, and I guess to have moments of happiness. But when I think of her living a happy life, I know that isn't what I would choose for her. I know that makes me a bad person, and I'm actually okay with that. People can judge me, I don't care, because they didn't have to walk into some dingy government building and see a child with bones sticking out of his t-shirt, scared of every loud noise, and take him home and watch him hide cold fries under his mattress in case there wasn't food to eat tomorrow. They didn't have to teach a 6-year-old the alphabet. They didn't have to look at him crying for his mother and figure out how to tell him, you don't know where she is. Thinking to yourself how sad it is she's all he cares about when she's somewhere not giving a crap what's happening to him. The worst things Val ever did, she did to someone I love beyond measure. And it's not for me to decide who deserves to be happy, but I can't say I hope she is. Obviously, I didn't have all this clarity during the phone call, but I did have enough to be honest and say my family and I were not in a place where it would be possible to engage with her anymore. She didn't take this well, and a lot of stuff she's been hanging on to came up, like how I should have tried harder to get Danny to talk to her, how she felt I wasn't present enough when she had Danny, all stuff from years ago. She called me spiteful, and her boyfriend later sent me a message saying the same, but it had to be done. I don't want to be in this toxic cycle of actively wishing someone doesn't have the life they want and keeping them in my life just to stir this up every few weeks. It's too much bad energy being put out there. I ended up blocking both Val and her boyfriend. I let my parents know that we'll have to do separate holidays and functions from now on, and they were very understanding. I'm happy to give Val priority on stuff with her dad's side of the family, and she can do the same with my mom's, and that's that. My parents also promised not to give updates unless asked, to either side. I'm not really sure if I'd say this is a happy update, But I think the positive I can take from this is it's made me very grateful for the family I have, and I'm just going to focus on being the best mother and wife to them that I can be. Thank you again to everyone who commented, and if I've left anything out, feel free to let me know.